Heading back to the back bedroom. Before we quite get there, there's a sliding pocket door that's on a soft close mechanism. You can see it just kind of softly shuts itself. It has a handle that's been formed into the wood, and it just slides back into its little pocket like that. Back in the back bedroom, there are two twin beds. Each one is about 77 inches long and 33 inches wide, I want to say. And then underneath of those, there are on each side three, again, large full extension drawers on soft close slides. And then at the end, there's a shallower drawer for games and other things. Behind that is the main circuit box for line level circuits that are used when you're plugged in or using the inverter. And then there's also storage built in underneath both sides of this back bedroom that you can store more items that you don't want to get to very often. Looking around, each bed has its own little reading light. Turning around here. Here's the light switch for the back bedroom. It's the same dimmer switch as everywhere else. And then another reading light here. And then, of course, lots and lots of windows back here. And then storage up top in the bulkhead on the same tambour doors. Both of these are just empty storage. Up here, down below, there's an outlet and another pair of USB charging points. And then turning to the other side, there's also a 120 volt outlet on that side. The back bedroom also has a Max Air vent fan of its own. These vent fans can be used whether it's raining or not. I'm gonna lift the hood up here. And then you just push this little knob to lock it in place, and it's still completely covered. So even when it's raining, you can have the fan on, you turn it on like that, and then you can control the speed. That's on very high. You can turn it down to almost a whisper, or you can set it on a little thermostat so that when it gets to a certain temperature in here, the fans will automatically kick on and vent out the hot air. You can also reverse the direction of the blades here so that it will blow in or exhaust out. And then you can seal it up and push that knob up and it's closed. The back bedroom also has the possibility to turn the two mattresses into one large sleeping area. There's a tray underneath, and you actually just slide this across. And then if you can see on the other side, there's a ledger strip again with locating pins. There's one right there. You slide this across, land it on the ledger strip, and it will find the locating pins. And then you can turn the mattresses sideways to make a just slightly over queen sized width bed. It's a little short of a queen, but a little bit wider than a queen. And it makes a twin bed setup into a single bed setup for snuggling with somebody you want to snuggle with. Turning back to the hallway, one thing we didn't talk about, down below the closets, you can see that long white panel. It's below the pantry drawers and the two closets. Behind that panel are the two Battleborn 100 amp hour lithium ion batteries and a Magnasign 2000 watt marine inverter that lives over on that side right there. And that panel can be removed. There's just a few screws there. You back the screws off and the panel pops off to give you access to all of those components. And then I said before, we were talking about the 120 volt outlets. If you plug into shore power on the outside of the trailer, the inverter will automatically know that, and it will turn on the 120 volt outlets for you. So it just senses that immediately and switches immediately. If you unplug from shore power, it will also immediately switch back to working on the batteries only. So right now, I'm actually inverting. You can see it says searching. And that means that it's just sending out a tiny little voltage to all of those outlets to see if you plug anything in. And when you do, it knows that and it will power it up just like you do in your house. It behaves exactly like your house when you have the inverter on. So you can plug in a laptop or a blender or even a microwave if you want to. And then here you push the inverter button, and hopefully you'll see when I push it again, it says off. And now you're only using the 12 volt system. So if I plug something into any one of the regular 120 volt outlets, nothing will happen because I'm not plugged into shore power right now. So when you're off grid and you want to use the 120 volt system, you just tell the inverter to do that and it will automatically start searching. As soon as you plug something in, it will work just like it does in your house. You want to keep this off most of the time. It does take a little bit of energy to have the inverter searching for 120 volt accessories that you might plug in. So you just keep it off when you're not plugged into shore power unless you're ready to use it. Thanks for joining me on this quick interior and exterior walkthrough of Argo the Argosy. This was a labor of love. It turned from a small project into a complete gut job, and hopefully I've done a good job of showing you all of the features that are built into this amazing trailer. If I've missed anything though, just let me know and I will do my best to fill in any gaps. Thanks a lot.